clean them up.
When they throw the Molotov cocktails into the house, and then it flashes to Prop Joe lighting up a cigar with a flame. Like it's one of the most.
I never put that together. That's crazy.
It is one of the most beautiful transitions.
Wiretapped Truths. I can't even sound the Charlemagne God thing.
Godspeed to all y'all for the rest of the show. Make sure everybody like, subscribe, and share, and all that. We need to keep the wire alive, man. Keep it alive.
Please like, subscribe, and share Wiretapped Truths.
So please subscribe, share.
Like, share, subscribe, retweet, whatever you got to do to get this platform out there. Wiretapped Truths.
Instagram pages. So my people can go ahead and look at it and like.
Please like, share, and subscribe to Wiretapped Truths.
That's it. Thank you. Thumbs up to myself today. Welcome to Wiretapped Truths. This is Leland, Mr. Wiretapped Truths, coming in to you all from a solo episode today. Just gonna be, I don't want to call it a quick episode, but just a solo episode, something that we wanted to shoot for content for you all. Gonna be a very, very interesting episode today. Today I am shooting why The Wire is still relevant 24 years after its release. So we're going to get into it. A few reasons why I think that The Wire is still very, very prevalent, still very much so on the tip of people's tongues, still talked about every day in the culture, in various groups, online, and just pretty much its impact 24 years later, and why it still seems so fresh and still so talked about and still seems so relevant. So we're going to get into it. We're going to start with the impact that it has on today's current television culture, if you will. So to me, some of the most important shows over the last 10 years, really 10 or 15 years, have been Power, Breaking Bad, Snowfall, Top Boy. Trying to think of some other really, really impactful shows on the culture in that same way. A lot of those shows, when you watch them, you can't help but think about The Wire, think about similarities to The Wire. In Power specifically, there are definitely some very, very specific draws to The Wire, whether it's Tariq getting trained by Kanan, 50 Cent's character, and he's like, man, bro, this fucking 20 is fake. Now, that's clearly from The Wire and Wallace, with the $20 bill and D'Angelo. So that's just something where I feel like in today's culture, it's still very, 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 very impactful, if you will. And I feel like that every time there's a crime show or a cop show, no matter what, it's going to get compared to The Wire. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like in today's popular culture, it's still very, very prevalent. Power specifically. Power is something in my eyes that is almost like Marvel, if you will. So when it finishes, it's going to be 6 or 7 shows, each with at least 3 seasons, some of them with 4 seasons, some of them with 6, 7 seasons. So it's just the amount of work and effort into the Power world is, to me, unbelievable. And I think it's because it's not finished yet, we haven't sat back and acknowledged it. But every time I watch Power, any of the books, whether it's the one that's based in the 90s, the one that's based in present day, to me, I'm going to find something that is related to The Wire. It's obvious that 50 Cent, Courtney Kemp, and whoever is involved in Power watch The Wire. And it's so important in the culture and in prevalent entertainment today, where it's, okay, well, we can't help but talk about Power every week. Everybody's going to talk about it. So it's kind of like, if there are any traces of The Wire, that in itself keeps The Wire prevalent, because it's like, even when there's actors in The Wire, in Power or some of the present day shows, and that's going to go into my next portion of why The Wire is still prevalent and relevant today. Anytime we see any of The Wire actors in anything, it automatically draws us back to The Wire. It makes us think about their character, whether it's the actor who played Bodie, J.D. Williams, in BMF. He was on screen with Poop, Tray Chaney, in BMF. So to Wire fans that are tuned in to BMF or some of the relevant shows today, it's like, oh, damn, That's Pooh and Bodie from The Wire on BMF. That's how we looked at it. That's the historic moment, and it almost makes the screen stop when you think about it. You know, for people that have seen BMF, they know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've seen BMF and you've seen The Wire, you definitely know what scene I'm talking about when we see Pooh and we see Bodie on screen at the same time in the same show, side by side. Like, it means something to the Wire fandom. So to me, that's one of the reasons that the Wire is still so relevant, is because we love seeing the actors in anything. I know that the actor who played Bubbles, he was in, what show was that? Empire. He was like this janky, dirty lawyer, but he was so good on screen. Like, it was right around the time when Empire and Power were both kind of launching. And it was just good to see anybody from The Wire in anything, let alone a real relevant show that was on the tip of everybody's tongues. It was good to see him in that show, and he jumped off the screen. He's one of the better actors in Empire. So anytime we see anybody from The Wire in anything, it's always really, really potent and really, really good. Another example is Pablo Schreiber, who played Nick Savaka. He was in Law and Order SVU as one of the villains. And usually Law and Order SVU is they think they have a villain and then they catch him by the end of the episode. But his story was so good, it led into other seasons. Like, that's how good his character was. And I don't know why they wrote it like that, or if he just did such a good job that they felt like, oh no, this is worthy of us continuing into another season. Like, it's just anytime we see The Wire actors in anything, we're always going to tune in. We're always going to tap in. We're always going to appreciate them in new stuff. Lawrence Gilliard Jr., who played D'Angelo, he was in Power in Raising Kanan. And we interviewed him a few weeks ago. And he mentioned that he didn't really like his scene and his death in Raising Kanan because it was very reminiscent of him in The Wire. And when he did die, all of the memes popped up of D'Angelo getting choked out versus Dean getting choked out in Power, you know, having them side by side. And it's like, damn, he always going to die by a strangle kind of thing. So it's just fans definitely that are Wire fans that are still tuning into anything that's present day culture television. They're definitely going to draw back to any type of connection, especially if the Wire actor is in the show, you know, let alone if there's any similarities to the show that you're watching and any similarities to their character in The Wire. I think it's just going to automatically make you draw back to how you view The Wire and what you think about that particular character. So I think that's one of the reasons. The last few reasons why I feel like The Wire is relevant 24 years later is for platforms like us, platform like Kino's World, who we just interviewed recently. He is a YouTuber who has a really, really huge following, and Pure Kino, not Kino's World. His name is Pure Kino. He has a really, really big following on YouTube, and he mostly does Soprano breakdowns, but he did a very, very introspective 4.5 almost hour long breakdown of The Wire, something that took him about a year to complete. So you have to be a dedicated fan somewhat to sit and talk about and rewatch The Wire in present day, because it came out 24 years ago. So it's kind of like for fans in the present day that are talking about The Wire, that in itself gets people involved. It continues to spread the message of The Wire. It continues to keep The Wire relevant and on the tips of people's tongues. You know, we interviewed the creator of The Wire, David Simon, and he don't have many Wire interviews in the present day. He's not really somebody that's just hyped to talk about The Wire when he's done so many other great works and critically acclaimed pieces of film. He's not really so hyped to talk about The Wire. So it's just situations like that where we can capture a piece of history. It kind of makes it so that The Wire never dies. So platforms like us, platform like Pure Kino, those are platforms that will continue to keep The Wire alive as well. The last platform that I want to mention that is doing a phenomenal job at keeping The Wire alive is my young bull, who is the creator of The Wire Stories. to me, for those that don't know, The Wire Stories, it is a platform that was created. It's an animated platform that is the continuation of The Wire stories. So he's somebody that is tapped into, he's a huge Wire fan. So it's every episode of his creation, you're going to hear something reminiscent of The Wire. It's going to bring you back to The Wire. He is a creative genius with this stuff. It's such a huge Wire fan. And it's fans of his animated series that have never seen The Wire, but have seen his animated series and will go back and watch The Wire. So it's just platforms like that that are really, really deep rooted in The Wire history and The Wire fandom that will continue to keep The Wire on everybody's tongue. Like I mentioned, those actors that are in other plays and other bodies of work, we love to see them on screen. You know, shout out to Chris Clanton, shout out to Snoop Pearson. They did the theater version of Set It Off. And, you know, they had a bunch of sold out shows and people were hyped to see them, you know. So anything that we can see The Wire actors in, to us, it's nostalgic almost. Watching one of the critically acclaimed miniseries that came out last year, or actually this year, His and Hers with John Bernthal. You know, seeing the actor that played Frank Zapata in that miniseries was phenomenal. You know, it was seeing him jump off the screen was phenomenal. So for those that have seen Nemesis, there were a few actors that were in Nemesis. The actor that played Brianna and the actor that played Brother Mouzon. So it's so good to just see them in relevant TV in today's day and age. You know, so it's really, really impactful, their impact in the past and in the present, to know that we still want to see them on screen. Also, I think lastly, in terms of why The Wire is still relevant 24 years later, is anytime that somebody from The Wire passes away, us as Wire fans, it is a really, really big deal. You know, for us, we've done 1, 2, 3, I want to say 4 tributes on our channel to actors of The Wire that have passed away. So we did one tribute where we broke down 10 or 11 or 12 of the actors that passed away in real life. When James Ranzone, the actor who played Ziggy, when he passed away, we did a special tribute to him. When Isaiah Whitlock, the actor that played Clay Davis, when he passed away, we did a special tribute to him. And the actor Bobby Brown, who was in We Own the City and who was in The Wire, we did a special tribute to him when we were breaking down The Watchmen 2 with Dan DeLuca and his executive producer. So we shouted out some of the actors that have passed. It's always a big deal. When their birthdays come around, those that have passed, you know, we always shout them out and give them love. I think the last final reason in terms of why I feel like The Wire is still relevant, I want to mention, and we mention him every episode, it is the support. One of the 4 people, 5, 6, probably 8, 9 people, really, our support system, Kurt Burke. Kurt Burke is the creator of the page Ziggy's Duck. It's a Twitter page, and it's the biggest Wire Twitter page, I don't want to say ever, but I'm pretty sure ever. And he is the founder of that, and he's also the creator of the Wire group, All of the Pieces Matter, which is where the 3 of us actually connected and met at. So if not for Kurt Burke, we wouldn't be here on this platform giving you all the Wire history and Wire fandom that we've given you. So I think him by himself solo is responsible for so much of keeping the Wire alive, just because if you just compare some of the Wire groups in Facebook to his group in terms of just sheer quantity of group members, it's not even close. Like, it's not even, his group may have 40 or 50,000 members. I don't think the next closest group has 8,000, I think, or something. So it's such a wide gap in terms of the amount of group members that he has and the amount of content on a daily basis that has to get approved in that group. The fans are rabid. We are rabid Wire fans in that group. We discuss things. We debate things. People get upset about things. The sole reason for us doing a top 10 Wire episode was from that group, people saying that there were no Wire women that were worth talking about or that were prominent or that had positive backgrounds. So from Kurt Burke's group alone, that group alone and that Twitter page is what keeps the Wire alive and keeps the legacy alive. So shout out to Kurt Burke for sure. So those are just a few reasons why I feel like the Wire is still relevant 24 years later. And I think it will continue to be relevant. I think it'll be something in history. I think it's already etched in history. The fact that Time Magazine has acknowledged that it's possibly the best drama ever created. I know it's the best show of all time to us here on this platform, and definitely one of the top 3 shows to most people. So I think The Wire will always continue to be relevant. I think it's etched its place in history, and 25 years from now, we'll still be talking about The Wire. So it's just the best show ever, and I don't think it'll ever lose its history and its historic arc, if you will. I think it'll always continue to, just for people that have never seen it, continue to impact and continue to make history, even for those that have never seen it. So just another phenomenal episode here, just some content we wanted to shoot for you all. My thoughts on why The Wire is still relevant, and we just wanted to continue to bring you all some fresh perspectives on things, try a few short form videos, see how you all feel about that. Some of our breakdowns have been a little longer, 2 hours, hour and a half. So we just want to shoot content and get you all's feedback on some of our random thoughts within The Wire. So this has been another phenomenal episode. We are signing out. We always want to thank our support system, Miss Donna Adrian Gibson, Miss Debbie Young. We love you all so much. Kurt Burke, thank you so much. We love you so much. And the unofficial 4th member of Wiretapped Truths, Dan DeLuca, we thank you so much. We appreciate all the love. Thank you all for believing in us. And this has been another phenomenal episode. We've got some more phenomenal content coming for you all, some more single episodes from all of us. We've got some stuff that you all have never seen on The Wire, as well as some episodes that showcase an international fan base that we're going to bring to you all. That's going to be really, really cool. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretapped Truths. We appreciate all the love. If you want to book us for any voiceover work, please feel free to give us a call at 678-938-5398 or reach out to us at wiretappedtruths@gmail.com. We appreciate all the love, all the support, and this is us signing out. This is the greatest Wire podcast of all time. We appreciate all the love and support. Thank you so much.